in the CI kitchen today. Perfect meal to enjoy on a cool fall day. We're cooking up a storm with Jacob Dickey. What's up, Jacob? How are you?
Hey, doing great. We're ready for some fall flavor. We keep getting closer and closer, even though some of the summer heat's sticking around a little bit.
You know what? There's never a bad time to at least start preparing for
You're right. Now, we're not jumping full in on, the whole pumpkin spice thing at all.
Please
I don't think I ever will.
I got to say, the pumpkin spice salesman has done a fantastic job because it's in everything.
You're right. I saw it was like Cheerios and coffee and,
Yeah, and in drinks and candles.
I mean, they're selling it by the spice shaker. You can just buy pumpkin spice in a jar.
No, thank you. It's too much for me. But I'm assuming we're not making a pumpkin spice soup.
We are not.
Okay,
no.
good.
This actually is a really great dish. Mama Dickey makes it almost every year about this time. It's a stuffed pepper soup.
Okay.
And it goes really well for that transition from summer into fall. You get fresh peppers in the garden, and you can really make a delicious here. And nice and healthy. It's got some meat in it, so it's got some substance and some real good flavor, but it's also really easy to do.
Like that?
You can use it in a crock pot and get cooking.
Now, it must be nice because all the vegetables are still fresh, just coming out of the ground. But the weather is starting to cool off, which is time for soup. So
You're right.
It does make all the sense in the world.
Maybe the weather's going to hold off a little longer for us for the real fall weather, but it's been feeling pretty nice out there, and I felt like this was a great recipe to get things going. It's a tomato base, so we'll just go inside and talk about what's in it. And I've already got one made that we'll save for you.
Which I can smell, and it smells amazing already.
I may have snuck a bite already. So we'll see. We'll see if there's any left after the commercial break.
Okay.
So we're going to start. It's a tomato base here. So we've got just some tomato sauce and then some diced tomatoes. I like to use no salt added because I'm firmly in the camp of you can always add salt, but you can't take it away.
That makes sense.
So if you use diced tomatoes, and that's one of the bases for it. Before you get to the base, though, I did want to mention real quick, onions and beef is another thing with the tomato sauce in there. We're going to brown that beef and onions there and use the crock pot to help cook that flavor together. But we want to brown it, cook our is going into the crock pot and is cooked already, so I don't have to worry about the 160-degree minimum or making sure everything's cooked. The beef is cooked, and you do the onions with it. And that's gonna be this right here. So just grab a pound of beef. And how convenient are these things?
Man, I will. I'm a cheapskate in a lot of ways, but I will pay for convenience, and stuff like this.
And these are very
convenient.
convenient. Just take one of these and pour out some onions into your pan with the beef there, and pour that on in. So now that we've got that, we put our beef and our onions in here. The tomatoes and the tomato sauce are going to go in there as well, and that's going to go in. And we've got to add our peppers. You can't have stuffed peppers without peppers, of course.
Although we're not stuffing them in this case. Actually,
you're right. No, the crock pot's doing all the work. But how convenient are these? Pre-cut at the grocery store. Most grocery stores carry them. If not, you want to go about 5 ounces or a couple of bell peppers here. I like to do one with the rainbow color and one with just green. But if you want to do all red...
Is that for a taste or is it simply for the look?
I love the color too. Some people have a different taste of them, but when you put them in a crock pot, it all meshes together.
The same thing.
The color you get, though, with these stoplight bell peppers are hard to beat. So we're going to add those in as well. And then once we put that in, we just put some seasonings in. I'm going to do some basil and some oregano. And my basil and oregano go about ½ teaspoon each. Pop that on in there. And they're going to be really easy flavor to help mesh it together. You may need to add a little salt if you check it when it's cooking. But we're going to let this thing ride low and slow for 6 hours or more.
When do we put the wheat thins in?
That's going to be for serving.
Oh, actually,
no wheat thins
it doesn't actually go in the crock pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to do it low and slow, and we're going to add a carton of beef broth in it while it's going low and slow for 6 hours.
At the very beginning or partway through? Oh, at the end.
Well, at the end of assembling everything.
Okay, all right.
Ready to have low and slow for 6 hours? Add some of this broth in there. Nice carton of beef broth, 3-4 cups or so, and that's going to let your soup really cook together.
You said 6 hours is sort of the minimum time.
Yeah.
Is this like chili where the longer it sits after cooking, kind of the better it gets and the more flavor you have?
It'll help mellow those flavors out. But what I want to mention with that 6-hour thing is, hey, I'm going to work. I make my soup, and then I can come back after work, and I've got it all done here. So a really great thing to do. We're going to add some things to it right before we eat it, too. Okay. So we're going to do that here coming up in a little bit. But low and slow, 6 hours or more. It's going to be your best bet. All
right. We will use the recipe. It is a simple one, but Jacob has those details on his Facebook page, and our website will have the information for you, too. And we're going to try this coming up. Just go to CILiving.tv.